You can cut all this. This is bad.
I say we just leave that in for the for the lead-in. So great. Ashley, get back here.
Oh, want to hit the button.
Justin, do you see what comes out next week?
Want to hit the button.
Yeah, go ahead and hit the button.
M.
What comes out
Night
next week?
Shyamalan.
Oh yeah.
Trap.
I'm hitting the button.
Hit the button.
I hit the button. Freaks and geeks, drinkers, thinkers, ramblers and gamblers, stoners and pet owners. Gather around. This is the Outsider Social Club, where us misfits, miscreants, outcasts get together and ramble, palaver, prattle, and get royally intoxicated while we do so. That's true. Without further ado, let's proceed.
One for the party, baby. Puff on the road, drumming, knock back a drink. There's nobody home.
Welcome back to the Outsider Social Club. I'm your master of ceremonies, Drinks with Ron, and I'm getting into the Schlitz. But usual rules apply. You drink if you hear a dog or a cat or a bong or Coley snorts. 1.5 is the over-under for hearing dogs on the podcast. Speaking of over-unders, Troy usually sets one here. But in lieu of Troy, I think my doctor set it at 2.5. But I think they intended for me to hit the under on that. So we'll roll with 2.5. But
What is 2.5 like a month or?
no, I'm not supposed to have more than 2 at a go, and I just
Oh,
that's you're funny, man. You're funny.
Hold
man.
on, Ron. Ron, it's split up between 3 hours. It's not in a go. I mean, you gotta tell them that's how the math works for podcasting.
Yeah. Like, no, that's a day. Yeah. But that's Joe Vegas with the question there. Coley, obviously, since the snort modifier's going, that means she's here. Patty, how's it going?
Good, I have snacks and I'm a little drunk.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Good for you.
Justin is going to be steering the ship in this one. And then Hashi, I see
is he
some.
going number 2? Is that why he's gone?
I can only speculate. Nothing definitive.
Neither confirm nor deny, but this is definitely longer than a pee break. So
Yeah.
Do we want
He
to come up
comes
with
back
his
with-
excuses like we did before?
Pizza rolls.
he's definitely eating.
Yeah.
I don't think it's pizza rolls, but I'm gonna go with eating just in general.
I'm going to say dealing with his cat.
Probably give him some special medicine or something right now. It was time. It was on the timer.
Or
Ron, I have pizza rolls in my freezer for the first
Or
time in a
last-
really long time.
Oh, shit.
Heart related. Maybe Hashes is heart related. We can get to that show.
I
So
also
good.
got pizza rolls in my freezer, the
Yes.
Chuck E. Cheese variety ones. I don't know why I have them in my freezer, but I have them.
Didn't know that
I
was
didn't
a
know there
thing.
was such variety.
Chuck E.
I
Cheese
didn't
makes
realize
a
that
pizza roll?
existed.
Charles
Apparently.
Entertainment Cheese. Man, I love that rat.
Also,
That's a whole. It's a whole different. It's a whole different.
there's a White Castle
Charles.
version of them and they're terrible.
And they're what? A White Castle?
Yeah.
I hate White Castle.
Ashley, come back.
You see the next movie?
I've been a fool for you. I was wrong. and
No,
just
I can't leave the next
can't
movie,
live
but don't even involve the next part of this conversation because I know he's got notes on it. I know he does.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Is his-
drugs about it.
Is his movie up next?
Mine is, but we've
Steve
kind of all
Martin also.
we've kind of talked about we're all gonna have a fight about this episode as this movie as well.
Oh, you were all primed and ready for the fight.
Is it the general's daughter? It's messed up.
No, God, no, it's not General's daughter.
Oh, it's South Park. It's got to be.
Any movie that shows what that movie shows is an automatic dislike.
Norm. What's up, bud?
Is South Park a musical? I say yes.
Yes.
Oh yes. All right. Well, I'm not gonna wait for Hash anymore. We gotta get going. So,
Correct.
R.I.P. Hash. R.I.P.
in our first episode, we covered all the way up to June 18th, or actually June 16th with Tarzan. And we get next dates are gonna be June 18th. We didn't do anything with that. General's Daughter, An Ideal Husband, and Run Lola Run. Now, the biggest omission so far, I feel like we have here that didn't get covered is June 25th, and that's Big Daddy, because that's right in the middle of an Adam Sandler run. right before he really kind of fell off. Started just really just cashing the checks.
I think we could review
I'm-
it quick. I thought it was all right. I thought he was getting, a little worse.
I
for wear.
referenced that movie just yesterday to my daughter, but I couldn't remember the name of the movie. I was just telling her about Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve, damn you!
I ain't seen it.
I couldn't remember the name until you just said it now.
Ron, you never saw Big Daddy?
No.
I mean,
Looks-
it's all right.
looks
Joe
terrible.
Joe probably thinks That's My Boy's funnier than Big Daddy.
I do, but it's different. It's in a different stratosphere. I'll say
I was,
this.
hoping,
about Big
I was also
Daddy.
hoping that would bring Hash back too by saying that that movie.
Big Daddy,
I thought
I
that might be
think-
someone.
I feel like Big Daddy is the steady decline movie.
That's that's the cliff. That's where
Well,
he
it started
where he
going
goes
down,
off.
and we were like, well, hopefully he does something that good or better next, and then it just got worse and worse.
Was it Mr. Deeds before? No, it was after that.
Deeds was after.
That's terrible.
Okay, so
Thousand.
Deeds is there. I
Piece
would
of
I would
shit.
Then it's Little Nicky. Little Nicky crushed.
Little Nicky really where he falls down. Yeah.
And then it was kind
Like,
of over.
Ain't seen that either.
Popeye's chicken is the shit, isn't it? Like that was like their thing. Like yeah.
Little Nicky's one of the worst movies ever made. Like truly.
Well,
I don't know if I hate that
I'm
take.
glad I ain't seen it.
I don't. Maybe it's not the full decline of him. Waterboy, Big Daddy.
Yeah, Waterboy
Mr.
was before
Deeds.
that, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but just before that, Anger Management wasn't terrible. Wasn't great.
Nah.
50. I like 50 First Dates.
51st Dates was fine. It was,
It's a great movie. I've watched it several times.
but that's when he sort of went and started doing.
Romance movies
When
with
he
Drew
stopped
Barrymore.
being completely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, he went on like the family character guy also.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you.
Is there
only
a
did
click
so
slander?
long.
Because there is to be no click slander.
I would say Click is good. Click is really good. I was gonna say that too.
I don't mind Click. I wouldn't slander.
That one
I
I
know
saw.
I'm alone in this probably, but I love the movie Spanglish.
I ain't seen it.
I
Well, that's one of those
saw
family
like the first like
movies, right?
30 minutes. Like this isn't an
Relationship
Adam
ones.
Sandler movie, and I turned it off.
He went
So-
even once.
But it's a great movie if you ever get to see it.
Then you had the great movie after that. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. So there you go. Yeah.
Wait,
There
that
you go.
wasn't Rock Bottom. I thought. Have you said Jack and Jill yet?
Jack and
that's
Jill
rock
really.
Yeah, I remember seeing the
Although-
trailer for that and thinking it was a
Al
fucking joke.
Pacino kills it in that movie. He absolutely kills that movie. He
Al
said that almost
Pacino.
ruined his career.
He almost
But he
killed his
kills it.
career. Yes.
It did. He's like, I got made fun of so much to be in that movie, and he regrets taking the check. I'm like, I mean, yeah, you
You
were,
never hear that.
You
Nobody
were
ever
the
says that.
love interest of Adam Sandler. That's what you. All right, so we're gonna move on from Big Daddy, and I finally did do a review here. I'm gonna do a little bit different with this review because this is a very polarizing movie, and here comes Hash, thankfully, for this review. I got Wild Wild
And
West.
the excuses. Hash,
So-
where have you been?
What's up?
What was your excuse for being so late? We have guesses.
What are your guesses?
Well,
Well, I guess
it
I'm
doesn't
supposed to
work
tell
like
you
that.
first.
You tell us.
Kidding.
your-
Cat
Exactly.
Eating.
eating.
Pooping was one of them, I think.
Two things that happened during this break. Number one was drugs.
Didn't someone
That
guess
was
that?
number one.
Did someone guess that, right?
I think Ron did.
Okay. And number
Yes,
two?
Sounds like a
changed-
Ron answer.
I changed that. There were three things. Okay, number two was peeing.
hmm
We didn't have that.
And number three was making a cup of tea.
Oh, that was
Because
not
I'm-
even among the discussion.
I need some caffeine, and I'm a morning person.
Hmm.
And we're here.
I'm not sure that timeline adds up. Just
Timeline's fucked up.
How long?
There's
What's wrong with
Joe's
that?
a tea making time expert, and you've offended him.
His tea had to steep. Okay, he needed a few extra minutes.
At least
Yeah,
5 minutes.
How do you make tea? I don't have instant hot water. You know.
I
What are
mean,
you talking
peeing
about?
took like 9 seconds, yet you made it sound like it was second in order.
Do you really
I
just pee for 9
started
seconds?
the water heating up, and then I took a pee.
That's efficient.
And
That's efficient
It's
as fuck.
efficiency right there. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Make efficient
You know
efficient
what?
use of your
I'm
time.
I'm gonna play
I
the
should
winner
have
sound
realistically, if I was extra efficient, I should have put the water on, gone upstairs to smoke, then peed, and then steeped the tea.
Should have peed right in the pot, and then
I should have peed in the pot and made tea with it.
saved all that time.
There's the instant hot water for you right there.
It's already partially heated.
I think that's toxic.
Electrolytes.
That's toxic, Ron. You can't drink your own pee.
Not but your own pee.
not-
Have you
no,
learned
No,
this?
you
It's
heat
sterile.
it though. Yeah.
I'm sterile.
Somebody needs to test
Sterile.
this
And
out.
I
like
like
the
the taste.
Yes. Thank you, Ron. You were right there.
Big Daddy, a lot of great jokes, not a great movie.
That sounds like the consensus.
There's some good parts, there's some good moments, not a great movie.
It's a fine movie. It's not a great movie. It's not a bad
Yeah.
movie. It's fine.
It's a movie.
I mean, Rob Schneider doing the, spelling
Fish
and
pony.
I enjoyed it when I was a kid. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I should probably go back and check.
Hip Hop Anonymous. Damn
Hip-Hop
you! You give him the
Anonymous,
easy
yeah.
ones. All right, but no, we're gonna move on to June 30th, and
kid's gross,
again,
Peeing
so wow,
everywhere,
he's
spitting.
so gross. We're gonna move on to June 30th. Big day for us. We got 2 reviews here on that day. We got Wild Wild West, which I'll start off with, and then we got Ron next. But I'm not gonna do a full-on review of Wild Wild West because
Oh.
I know it's polarizing. It's listed as one of Will Smith's worst movies. He made the dumb decision of not doing The Matrix over this movie because he wanted control over the soundtrack. We all know the story. We all know that it's very polarizing for his career, given what his career was up to this point. But I'm a fucking stan of this movie. I will back this movie with all my being. It is a hill I will die on. But I want to review or read some of the funniest Rotten Tomatoes reviews that were on here because of everyone's hatred for this movie.
Oh, delightful.
So Wild Wild West only deserves one wild was like a lot of people's jokes because hey, you're funny. But Wild
That's
Wild
pretty
West
good.
poses
In this economy,
Right? You can't just hand out wilds.
right? I'm fucking made of wilds over here. Get the fuck out of here.
All right, so Wild Wild West poses this not very pressing question: can a comedy costing something north of $100 million hope to succeed solely on the basis of special effects, cross-dressing, and a vertically challenged villain? I'm not gonna lie, it succeeded that. Sounded good on paper, a steampunk western action comedy. However, everything's good on paper after enough drugs and alcohol have been consumed. Ron, can you
that-
confirm?
Yeah, that checks right the fuck out.
This movie makes you want to strike a child.
That's real.
And this is a great response because it's topical. What's the next movie we're going to be reviewing? The best thing about this movie was Cartman singing it on South Park.
Yes.
Look, I know Kevin Kline's not good in this at all, but Will Smith is on point with his banter. And if you cannot say that the scene with him and Artemis where they go back and forth trading insults is not funny, I don't know what to tell you because clearly you don't have an knack for comedy.
They
But
have funny moments. Sure.
yeah, for Joe,
So
I have. You have notes?
yeah, I was just gonna say, so that's number 2, guys. I've never watched Wild Wild West.
Me neither.
Also, Wild Wild West. The song is a banger. I don't care. It's a banger.
Oh, Kumo D? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a cool Modi song. He didn't really do anything to it except put new verses on it.
Banger. His
Wild
verses were
Wild
banger.
West.
Well, it helps when you don't, you have good writers writing for you and you have a cool Modi track. You could make a pretty good song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it seems it's the laziest of his hit songs. Just like it's
I mean,
the laziest.
Norm
of his hit
agrees.
movies.
And that's a dog.
But for Joe, even though he's not drinking for this Drew lie, I'm going to do a shot.
I
Joe
didn't
here.
squeak. It wasn't me.
But I have a shot for Joe, even though he's doing Drew
Oh.
lie. I have a top 5 with 2 OLI Will Smith movies just for Joe.
Love it.
So
Because we
outside
knew
looking
he'd
at normal-
ask.
Yeah, exactly. because this is
saving me
Out.
a step here.
outside looking at. Number 1 is Hancock. It's the first date I was on with my wife.
I love
so
that movie.
Has a lot of sentiment. I just rewatched it. Man, does not hold up. Oh, it's not good.
No, it kind
But
of does.
again, the sentimental value of my first date with my wife. So kind of had to put that in the movie. I Am Legend. Outside looking at. Number 2. Fantastic movie. I love his performance in it. It's obviously a little bit different because it's just pretty much him acting by himself the entire movie. So number 5, Pursuit of Happiness. Does a fantastic job in that movie. Absolutely crushes the role. I mean, if you don't cry when he's outside and lifting his hands and tearing up, you have no soul.
Yeah, it pulls on the
So-
strings for sure.
So good. Oh, also
wish
when he's
it
in
had-
when he's in the bathroom, keeping the door closed with his foot. Oh,
Right.
heartbreaking.
Because
I
there's
wish
no
he had
place to
given
sleep with the
us-
sun.
More than 30 seconds of happiness. He gets his thing and the movie's over 30 seconds later. I'm like, I could have used 5 more minutes of.
It's called The Pursuit of Happiness, not the
Oh, now you're
aftermath of
technical.
happiness.
Yeah,
Now
not-
they're- now
Not
they're
about
being
what
technical.
you do with it once
Yeah.
you get it. It's about the pursuit of it.
It's about experiencing
Not-
95 minutes of pain.
Not
Which
pinning
is
happiness
over.
down and having your way with it. It's we're the way up there.
Number 4, Wild Wild West. Just reviewed it.
Ew.
I will stand for it. Number 3, Bad Boys 2. It was of the era for me of like that kind of culture, that kind of just the vibe given I was about to graduate high school. So that like the humor was perfect at the time for me. So I like that more than Bad Boys. Bad Boys is a great movie, don't get me wrong, but Bad Boys 2 for me is where my allegiance lies in the Bad Boys franchise. Number 2, Men in Black. Agent J is a fantastic character. You can say what you want about Men in Black 3, but Men in Black 1 is an all-time classic.
The
When he
best
pulls
of
the
the best
table.
of the best, sir.
Yes, when he pulls the table, why'd you
That's
feel like
awesome.
she needed to get shot? I mean, that
Crushes
whole
role.
that
Crushes
whole
that
scene
role.
is so good. He's not snarling, he's sneezing.
He's got a handkerchief. He's
And
got
when
a
he-
cold.
You gonna shoot a brother because he's got a cold?
He's like, I'd mind if you ease off my back about it. Just the way he just says it to this like high superior officer. He just doesn't give a shit. So good. Who guesses my number one movie?
It's Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Independence Day. Ah,
No,
no.
no.
answer.
I was gonna say it was
I'm gonna say
Bag of
6
Pants.
pounds.
Aladdin.
I Am Legend.
Aladdin.
Collateral
I
Beauty.
haven't seen. I haven't
Oh,
seen the
Muhammad
Aladdin one yet.
Ali. Hello.
Focus.
He was
Annie.
fantastic in
I
Muhammad
haven't
Ali.
seen
Or
Ali.
Ali.
After Earth.
It's pretty slow. It's a good movie, but it's slow.
I'm not a big
Uh,
biopic guy.
it's-
I'm really not though. It's not my bag, baby.
Mhm.
The Legend of Bagger Vance is definitely your favorite one.
Never watched
Matt
that.
Damon.
Damon.
All I know is that so Will Smith he was the king of the summer in the mid 90s because he had
Mhm.
Bad Boys, then Independence Day, then Men in Black.
He was killing
98
Yeah,
98
he
came
killed it.
around and Enemy of the State came out and it wasn't nearly as big as a hit as any of the other ones. And then Wild
That
Wild
cast
West
is
was
phenomenal.
supposed to be this big return.
And it flopped.
And it flopped big time for a multitude of different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the expectation that went into it and the run going up to it, I think, that made people think it was going to be better than it was, especially when they heard the budget. And then they saw it and then immediately made fun of it. So
Yeah.
maybe if it didn't get all the publicity and everything like going up into it, the expectations wouldn't have been so high and it wouldn't be like as regarded to as cheesy. But I mean, I liked the Mechanical Spider when I was a kid, but Kevin Kline, man,
He's bad.
he's not good. And he's like
But-
supposed to be like, he's multiple roles,
Yeah.
you know, like he's
To
supposed
you,
to carry
Joe.
a lot of the movie. To you.
Cheers.
I'm gonna go get one.
But we're gonna move on. Same day.
Squeak.
I mentioned this silver screen legend making its big screen debut. We got Ron up next with South Park.
Yeah, and this is another one like Austin Powers that I probably haven't watched since I rented it on DVD. But as Joe pointed out, a musical. Like I recorded it, I had the DVD there with an optical cable running into a mini disc recorder, so I had some of the banger tracks from the South Park movie, and I had put those on mini discs. So Uncle Fucker, we really get the stereo cranked with that. Absolute bangers. I actually got my kid to watch this with me because I said, "You're not going to believe it. It's a fucking musical." I mean, it might be the only musical I can point to where they reference hand jobs, but hey.
And rim jobs.
Yeah, it was
Oh shit.
the song, not their first musical. They actually did. Speaking of the Ed Gein, that's a dog. That's
Ooh,
Ted
that's a drink.
Jansen. That's the over for dogs. So that's 2 drinks.
All right.
I referenced the Ed Gein musical earlier. I didn't know that was going to be the first of the cannibal musical references, but not Trey Parker's first musical. They did Cannibal the Musical a few years before that. The whole thing fucking bangs. My critique of Austin Powers that I forgot to put in there was it's an hour and 47 movie that's actually should be an hour and 27 movie. Drags at the end. They should have chopped that down. South Park
Agreed.
is 2/3 of a fucking movie. This whole B story with Satan and fucking Saddam Hussein is fucking stupid. It doesn't hold
Why
up.
don't you hold me anymore?
Yeah, it wasn't funny. It wasn't
come on,
funny in
guy.
ninth. Yeah, come on, guy. Here's my guy.
Say it.
Yeah, it's it didn't hold. It wasn't. It just seemed tacked on. I know they had to use it to tie it together, but there was a few celebrity cameos. Like I said, it was 2/3 of a
those.
movie. Yeah, George Clooney as a doctor. I had to explain to my kid why that was a funny joke.
Don't let this happen again.
Yeah, it's like no. See, he started off as a TV doctor, and then he was a
Yeah,
doctor.
he was
here.
on
That's-
ER. in
This doesn't get any easier.
And actually, Mike Judge. Mike Judge. I think he's Kenny in the movie. It's something. It was weird. And Eric
that's a
Idle.
crossover.
Yeah,
cross
I
up,
didn't even
yeah.
realize it till this watching. I looked up voiceovers on there. Say Eric Idle. Now say big floppy donkey dick. Yeah, it's a great line.
Go ahead, hun.
No, goddamn butthole Barbara Streisand. Like the swearing thing with the chip. It's funny. It still holds
my
up.
behind hurts.
You're
My
behind. Yeah, I think my kid watched it and it said the songs go hard. She's a music major and she was digging them. So I said 2/3 of a movie. It seemed a little short, but Blame Canada still fucking stands up. And when we had Matt Canada for an offensive coordinator, we were using that a lot. I'm not your guy, buddy. But yeah, it's good to go back and rewatch. I said those songs, they fucking go hard, man. So I remember being at my house and fucking cranking Uncle Fucker on the 12-inch subs, just fucking yeah.
How old were you during this particular year?
99 would have been 20.
20. All right.
So they were right in my wheelhouse. Yeah, they came out right after I graduated, so I was a big South Park guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ted
That's right there in
Jensen
the
was
sweet
going back.
spot for South Park. 20. Hell yeah, your
Yeah.
ideal demographic.
Right. When Mr. Mackey's getting fired for drugs, I'm like 19. Okay. Let's do a little drugs myself,
Okay.
even though people tell you that's bad, but
Okay.
well, I don't know.
So I should say poo, like
Dude.
poo is code.
Giving hand jobs for smack.
All right, let's move on. 4th of July weekend was kind of a dud for 1999. We had Summer of Sam and Elvis Glatzen, the second Miracle of Memphis.
Bummers.
But then July 9th, the weekend after, unfortunately, Troy's not here to do his Arlington Road. Neither is Care Bear to take his place. I guess that leaves me.
Care Bear.
R.I.P. Care Bear.
I guess that
R.I.P..
leaves me with American Pie.
Oh,
I saw that in the movie theater.
Did
I
Ron
did
just
as
fall
well.
down and I hit the sounder? at the.
Did he fall down?
Disappeared. I don't know. He just disappeared. I hit the sounder.
He's gone.
Just
Homer's running the
disappeared.
board.
All right, get in post run. American Pie probably is one of the most infamous scenes, or actually two infamous scenes in cinema history in like the last 25 years. Pie fucking scene, and then the broadcasting a woman or a girl without her knowledge on the internet.
Ooh.
And she has to leave, and he doesn't get in trouble.
I mean, that's
Right,
how
exactly.
that's how it goes, Joe.
And
Welcome
like
to the patriarchy.
it's yeah. Are you new here, Joe? Are you new here?
Sorry,
Damn.
she did nothing
You're just so
wrong.
used to it.
She
Like you
changed her
just weren't
clothes and
really
he-
sure.
And he doesn't know how to use the internet. He should be expelled immediately.
So when I rewatched this, I forgot how much this movie was based on pretty much the premise of a bet or a pact that they're all going to have sex before
Mhm.
prom. So like
That
the
was
whole
the
thing
era
is,
of pacts like that.
it was. And now it's what I was going to say,
They
like
did that in the movie
yes,
The
it's-
Wood too.
which I review later. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I didn't realize how much of like that was a thing because like obviously, you know, you talk with your friends like, oh, I'm gonna have sex now, whatever. But like, it's never been like a competition. But like, and they make it the way it is, especially The Wood gets really bad. We'll get into that in a little bit. But the fact that like all these movies in 1999 have some kind of pact here or some kind of horniness like label, it was weird when watching these movies where
I
how
always
much
told
horniness.
my friends when I was going to go off to have sex. Yeah, I always told them about it.
I mean, that's what they do in all these movies, right?
They got the
We actually-
notification.
So there's conflicting reports on this. I've looked at different sites. I think this is the origination of the word MILF, in that term,
It has to
because
be.
You are correct.
well,
Because it's Jennifer
so-
Coolidge.
so the reason why I say it's kind of debated because what it used to
Oh.
stand for was Moro Islamic Liberation Front, which was a terrorist organization. So I
It
don't
got
know if it's a
appropriated.
I don't know if it's a full origination of this, but the more accepted acronym for this
Oh, I
for
bet
MILF
they're
was
pissed.
originated
This
here.
movie is a secret terrorist movie. That's what
Exactly.
it is.
They're so pissed.
The fucking of the pie is actually a metaphor for what they're gonna do to American culture. You understand?
I do know what you're saying.
So there's layers to it now. Yeah, there's layers.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like a pie crust, layers.
Exactly.
And it
The
was
lattice
flaky.
shape, yeah.
That would be such a dangerous thing to do, to hump a pie like that. My God.
Who's gonna
Well,
do
he started
Uh,
with the fingers. He went in easy. He didn't just start,
Oh, he didn't go in
100%.
He went in with the
Yeah.
fingers, but it wasn't going in easy. He
Yeah.
still just
Like
jammed them in.
warm apple pie.
He took his time, which is what men should learn, Joe.
What did I do?
All right, so speaking of allosexuals, has the term just if it was starting off with you guys? If someone says one time, do you not immediately think at band camp? Because I immediately think of
Oh,
band camp.
absolutely.
If someone says one
Every
time to you,
Single
you just think of
time.
band camp.
Yes.
I think you need that though. That one time.
I
Then
don't
I
know,
for sure would.
Yeah.
Sometimes
No,
I'll
that
say
was
it out
like-
loud, but it depends on who I'm saying it to. Like I already know, like Olivia hasn't watched the movie, so if I say at band camp, like she's just gonna roll her eyes at me. So I just say it in my head. But I still say it.
I forgot Blink 182's in the movie too. They're like some of the background performers in it.
Oh, and the party?
No, they're watching the
They're
Shannon
watching-
Elizabeth like they're watching the cam. And like Mark
Oh,
and
that's right. Okay.
Mark and
okay.
Tom are credited as Mark and Tom, but Travis is credited as something else, even though he's in the movie. He's not credited as Travis. Like he's not but Eugene Levy almost improved
So
all
good.
his lines.
He's the best.
He's so good.
So like the scene
The
where like
best part
they're
of the
looking
movie.
at the magazines in the
Correct.
the drawer, that's all improvised. So when he flips it open, everyone's reaction there is like accurate because he wasn't supposed to do it. He just
Oh,
pretty
look
much
at that.
shoves. He pretty much shoves. Yeah, he's like, yeah. Oh, look at that there. That she went with the shaved. Like that's all. That's all Eugene Levy ad-libbing that. Like that's so. When I read, because like you
Genius.
watch Jason Biggs with Jim's reaction to it. It's because he wasn't expecting to have a pussy shoved in his face, but he's just like.
You should
about-
always
I mean,
expect-
he plays the awkward dad so well
So
in all
good.
those movies.
Think of what this did for his career.
Yeah, it
took off.
re-energized
If he
it. He may not have
wasn't-
gotten Schitt's Creek if it wasn't
He
for
was-
that role.
And he was in all the American stuff, like American Naked Run and American.
Yeah, he did. I think he's the only one to be in all the American Pie / American Pie Presents movies because he was just
Yeah.
randomly in
That
every
Jason
movie. First,
guy wasn't he?
no, like well, there's the American Pie like franchise, and it's American Pie, American Pie 2, American
It's kinda like
Wedding,
National
American
Lampoon.
Reunion. But then they have not exactly. So they have American Pie Presents, the Naked Maya, Band Camp.
Oh,
So it doesn't
okay.
involve the main characters, but it's in the realm of it. And I think
but Eugene Levy is in
I think
all
he
of
is.
those.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
he was in the first two for sure. I think he's been in all of them. So, but yeah,
Guy knows
Eugene
how to
Levy,
cash a fucking check, man.
He's so great as David Rose. It's like just, I mean, spot on. He's so great. And he's hilarious in Armed and Dangerous with John Candy
Hell
when they're
yeah.
like
Love that
security guards. So good in that movie.
I watched
So
that
good.
within the last year. That shit is really funny still. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer Coolidge. I mean, fuck. He
She
kills
was
it.
so good.
Yeah, she's been good in
It was
everything
the
since then
sexiest
too.
mom ever.
Yeah, yeah. That is, to this day, we still talk about MILFs.
except
I mean,
for
my
the
search
hate
history will tell you the
See,
same.
that's the thing. That would never have been appropriated from Islam if Jennifer Coolidge didn't absolutely knock it out of the park. She killed it.
Crushed it.
So
Crushed
she's
it.
the one
Killed
that
it.
stole it.
Yep.
She's the MILF.
All right, so you might everyone might say this now. Never talking more about Jennifer Coolidge and being the MILF. Who would you say has the biggest career coming off of American Pie? I vote Natasha Lyonne.
went really
Yeah,
quiet.
let me
in your
roll
program.
through it in my head real quick, but that's a really good
she
first
was
guess.
around for so
Leone
long
and
before that,
Gene
though.
Levy.
And
Not
so
so
was
Before it
Levy,
even
yeah.
too, and she's still
Levy,
putting
yeah.
content out. Like she's been around
Yeah.
for a long time.
Eugene Levy was established beforehand. I should
Right.
have said.
Oh,
because
you
Yeah.
mean
a lot of these
coming
people
from-
were kind of like in their coming up, and again, Charles William Scott's first movie was here.
My
Well,
gut
Natasha
reaction
Lyonne-
is
He was-
him.
he was
but
on the
then
run.
it's-
Rock City as well this summer too.
Sean William Scott was on quite a run too.
He had a
Yeah,
moment.
he went through.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Who's
went on.
the-
He had a great moment.
The woman who plays Stifler's mom.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Jennifer
Coolidge.
Coolidge.
Yeah. I feel like that was
Nails it.
launched her. I can't remember stuff with her in it beforehand.
I can't.
That's
either.
Mina
And it's-
Savari
it's-
had a bit of a run.
From
Wasn't
Vegas. No.
long, but she
Yeah.
had a little bit of a run. American
little-
Beauty.
A nice Shannon Elizabeth window we had.
Shannon Elizabeth did all right for a while. She got into poker. She was like a pro poker player for a while.
Yeah,
too.
she was.
Oh.
Yeah, she was good too.
Oh.
She's like
Yeah.
she's pretty much she does like what Ron does like with conservation. She does that stuff over in Africa. That's what like she does now.
Conservation.
All right, I gotta get a beer.
We are bad at getting faster.
All right, I can't go faster because the next movie's Coley.
Well, Ted had to take a shit, so
That's epic.
What's
for
the next
me.
movie?
6-hour
you skipped-
podcast.
Muppets from Space.
Skip it.
We skipped the
no
Spike Lee
Muppet
movie.
slander.
John Leguizamo.
Was that the last Muppet movie they made?
No, they made so many more after that.
No. Yeah,
They
we're
did
only
like
in July. We're not even halfway through July right now.
There's
Yeah.
actually not that many more though. We got the big ones out of the way.
We did The Mummy, we did Star Wars, and we did Austin Powers, we did Tarzan.
Yeah, okay, so we did
four.
4.
Yeah, 4 in the first hour.
We've done
We've
two,
done 2 so
Two.
far. 3
three.
so
Big
far.
Daddy.
Wild Wild West, South Park, American Pie.
I need less than a minute for Deep Blue Sea. I'm telling you, I can crush that in under a minute.
All right,
And
we'll
See,
tighten it
isn't
up.
for a couple
I
months.
can do like Placid really fast, but I'm gonna need some time on the Blair Witch Project.
I have some notes too.
Good. That's going to be the biggest fight anyway.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, what we're gonna let her get through what she needs to get through before
Yep.
people start attacking her, though.
You guys.
How do you
listen,
want to attack it?
All right, so Coley's up in Muppets in Space.
The real
We are
question.
moving on, yes, to July 14th.
Oh.
Whereas the Miss Piggy fanatic, the Muppets fanatic, had to choose Muppets in Space. Coley, you're up next.
Muppets in Space. So, okay, as Justin said, I love me my Muppets, and I have since I can remember. But as I started to rewatch Muppets from Space, I quickly recalled why it was my least favorite
Oh.
Muppet movies that have ever
Oh shit!
been released.
Oh shit!
It was hard for me to remember before I started watching it because I didn't like it. I kind of like pushed it out of my head. And so for me to admit that, whoo, because I love my Muppets, but it was not good. It was not well received. It was technically a box office failure because it didn't recoup its budget.
Ooh.
Well, I never saw it. Are they the same characters, but these ones are from space?
No. They are on Earth, but the
Uh-huh.
premise is that Gonzo, because there's nothing else like Gonzo, right?
Right.
You've got a pig and you got a frog and you got bears. I mean, but there's
Well,
only
there's
one
a lot like
Gonzo,
Gonzo.
and he didn't
Yeah.
know what he was.
Right.
And
It's
so there's
Gonzo's fucking
contact
origin
with
story. Yeah.
space. It's his origin story.
Sounds deep
So
already.
who is he? What is he? He doesn't know. He just calls himself the last of the thing of what I am. He's like, I don't know. Anyway,
Got a big nose.
but this is why I didn't like it. So, the overarching, point is friendship and family, and sometimes how that's intertwined with each other, right? Like you choose your family, right? Those friends that you choose to make family. But then it's so complex. So they took like this real simple idea, and then they had just too many things going on, and you had to understand who was thinking what. And it was like Lucille Ball. It's like people got it wrong because nobody was knowing what was going on, and it just went in too many different directions. And so the highlight, of course, was Miss Piggy. Of course.
Obviously.
And she obviously.
Domestic abuser, Miss Piggy.
Yeah, she had multiple fight scenes. It was great. Big power, baby.
You guys have gotten a lot of voices tonight. Right. A lot of good South Park ones.
It's a very horny movie too. Everyone is like
Horny.
in that movie.
Yeah.
Which again,
I
it's
mean,
a
everybody
Muppet
was
movie.
in it, but it was just, even Tambor, he was like one of the main characters
Yeah.
that was in the government. Even his
Mhm.
acting was not good. He was supposed to play like this crazy guy in the military and like special project that he got funding for, but it was weird. My favorite cameo of this movie, because that's kind of what these, the Muppet movies are known
Right.
for, cameos. Ray Liotta.
Oh,
yes.
Shit.
Yes, he was
Right.
yeah, so good.
He was a security guard, and Miss Piggy. This is one thing. So I was really high when I was watching this earlier.
No.
But somehow, Piggy and some others, they got like these sort of like, remember like 007 when he go check out like what are my gadgets before I go out on my mission? They got some gadgets and stuff, and Piggy got like this little spray bottle where you spray it in their face and it makes people say the truth, and you can also tell them what to do. And Piggy got that one, and she was spraying. So after the second time she does it, she looks at it and she goes, I love this stuff. And I died
Ray Liotta is so
laughing.
good, yeah. Rest in peace, man.
But
Rest in peace.
it ended in a party. He met his family. They came and met him on the beach, and there were several other Gonzo-looking, characters. And as soon as they connected, they had a party. They started playing music.
Fuck
and
yeah.
everybody was dancing. They put him in a cannon and shot him up into the air.
Am I the only
Like,
one who did not see this ending coming? I'm like, what? What?
Yeah. And then they expected him to go with them. And then that's the full circle. Friends
Oh, he
are my
realizes,
family.
yeah. He
One
loves that
can
stupid fucking
depend on.
bear. Yeah.
I love that fucking frog and my
Yep.
chickens. And he said, you guys are my family. And he stays.
Oh,
It's a happy ending.
So
yeah.
You know, it's
Mike-
not a happy ending.
if you can
You know,
make
it's
it to
not
the
a happy
end.
ending. Our next movie's not a happy ending. July 16th, we get the Blair Witch Project, which again is 20 minutes from my house. Patty, review
Okay.
it.
So I saw this movie in the theater with my best friend from
Mhm.
middle school, and it terrified both of us. Like, I still can't walk in the woods without being extremely creeped out by this movie.
Oh no.
So premise, and there's a big critique of this movie in that the characters are very annoying. And so the whole premise of the film is that these three film students, which is why they're annoying, like film students are annoying. So they actually did that quite well. Are making a movie, a documentary about this local urban legend called the Blair Witch. And they set off into the woods to find all of these sites that go around with the legend, and they get very lost. And as they like get to like day 4 or 5, one of them goes missing. And there is, it's very soft, like very quietly violent. Like there's this scene where they open up and the missing guy's tongue and teeth are wrapped in this weird stick bundle. What, I was 14 when it came out, and it terrorized me for sure.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that at 14. Okay, so that makes that puts it in context, right?
Right.
From your purview.
So
Well, see, I was 20
Also-
and I went with a bunch of my friends, and those three apparently slept with the lights on for 2 days, and I was pissed off and wanted my money back. So
I
mean,
think
we kind of
it has
swung
to
the-
either hit you or not hit you. I think part of that is also it's a found footage film. The whole movie is
Yeah.
um,
It hit me in the stomach because I was fucking nauseous the whole time. I spent half the movie looking down
Yeah.
because they were shaking the shit out of the camera.
the whole what you're
Oh,
watching.
yeah,
is not
that's
the
right.
movie. It is the footage from when they find the cameras that these film students were using during this process.
Mhm. Mhm.
Was this the first one to do it like that? I mean, we have tons of them.
So it's not like the very first, but it was for sure the big,
Yes.
and like the biggest.
And like the last before the internet hit, and you could just be like, bullshit.
Well, no, I
Correct.
mean you had like, as far as found footage movies go, though, you have the whole Paranormal Activity series.
Yeah.
Right, but you could Google.
the VHS series,
Exactly. Like there's a ton of found footage films.
Hell
that kind
House
of-
series, really good.
But so the movie's very polarizing. People either love it or hate it. No one just likes this movie, which is fair. I'm not going to change anyone's mind. So what I actually kind of want to talk about is what happened after the movie was released.
Oh, okay.
So all three actors that starred in the movie auditioned in New York. And the script was only about 35 pages. And it was all, so everything that's there is improvised. That entire movie is improvised dialogue, which is probably another reason where they come off,
That's
why they
interesting.
come off a little annoying, because there's not a lot of rehearsal that goes with that.
Right. It's like, I got to be angry that we're still in the woods and I'm now scared to.
Imagine
Yeah.
some of the stupid
Repeat
shit
that.
I would say if I had to ad lib. Oh my god. So much shit would be on the
This
cutting room
fucking
floor.
sucks, dog.
Yeah, and they also
So-
didn't have a big budget, so it's not like they were like giving them a bunch
Yep.
of reshoots and stuff
They
like
made
that.
they made the original. They made the movie for less than $60,000.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
Once
How much did it
they-
make?
Well, hang on, I'll
Dude.
get there.
Okay.
So they ended up in post after doing all of the editing. The total cost of the movie was about $500,000. That also included the marketing campaign, so I'll get back to how much it made in a second because that's going to be important in a second.
Okay.
The marketing campaign, basically, they
Yes.
made all three actors basically disappear. So they couldn't use the internet. They couldn't, they basically had to be underground until the movie came out and for about 6 months after. They couldn't act in anything else, which was a big problem because this
That
was
was
like
their window. Yeah.
that was their window and it closed. The movie made about $250 million.
Oh
God damn.
shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What?
the actors got none of that
What
money.
a rip off!
Um, the actors got what they were paid to make the film, and that was it. Then
Oh my
directors,
god!
the writers,
The
directors
biggest scam.
sold it to Lionsgate
Huh?
and took that money, and then the actors that were in it kind of went away. Heather Donahue, the annoying girl in the blue hat, went on for like a couple of bit roles. She was on a series for a few episodes.
I thought
And
she was
then
going to be something. I thought she was really good.
I thought she was really good too.
Can you make your nostrils do that unless you're like really scared?
Probably not.
I
No,
don't think you
you have
can.
to be really scared to be able to do that.
Well, and they did scare the shit out of them. It's not like they knew what was coming when they'd rattle their tent in the night and
But-
fuck with them. Like, I'd probably shit my pants even knowing it was scripted.
They were so. She was so like. She had no privacy. Everyone knew who she was. Everyone would see her, and it got to the point where she moved out of state. She legally changed her name and now owns a medicinal marijuana growing farm.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Oh, that'll win. Yeah.
The other two actors were like, again, no one really went on to anything big. They were on a couple like Law and Order episodes, and that was it.
Hey, have we ruled out that they were killed by the Blair Witch? Why they didn't do anything else? Have we ruled that out?
Thanks, Joe. And so the good news maybe if you're one of those actors, is that it's 25 years and they're talking about doing a big re-release of it. There have been several sequels that were
Nostalgia.
Yep.
um
Second one was bad.
and they will and like the rumor mill is that maybe the actors will get some kind of return now if it re-releases.
Reparations?
Yeah. They deserve it.
Yeah, only because they'll get that much back in good publicity that it's worth it for them.
Yeah,
Like,
they're not
it's really
going
a transactional nice move.
Yeah,
but,
and-
I
because
can-
anybody who knows the movie and like who's done any reading about it knows that all the actors got screwed on it.
Can we argue that this movie, the actors didn't make the movie? So I know they got like underpaid for what the movie made, but I feel like you could have thrown any three people into that. They would have been fine.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
they
know if
are
you could
the
have.
whole movie, though. I mean,
But I wouldn't recognize them. I don't remember any of their names of their characters.
But that
Right,
was
but here's
because
your
they didn't
script.
make
It's
any
like-
movies afterward, and they were
Josh,
chosen
Heather, my-
to be faceless.
Well, and the other thing is like,
Okay, honey.
Kitty.
hi.
Well,
Um,
It made
She
it
don't.
disappear.
She gone.
yeah, I'm here. I promise. He's just messing with the camera.
That's Cindy, y'all. We better drink.
oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
The dog.
We've already hit the over, so feel free to take an extra drink for hitting
I
the
told you
over
we're hitting three.
again.
I told you we're hitting three.
I hope Ron's doctor isn't listening to this.
so
Over.
what I will give this movie a lot of credit for is I found it terrifying as a teenager. I still find it terrifying now. Like, it's just got that really great, ominous, creepy. I like a found footage movie though, because
I'm
you
with
kind
you,
of feel like
terrifying.
I
was
love the
thinking-
idea. Yeah, I love the idea of it.
because you're kind of in it with them. Like, you're seeing exactly what they saw. The other thing that the movie does incredibly well is kind of it documents that descent into madness that happens when you're lost in the woods for 6 days. Like,
Correct.
it starts out very normal, and then you can see, like,
Joking, having fun.
and then it gets to a point where everyone's on edge, and now someone's missing, and they're crying, and they're angry, and they're yelling, and like exactly what you would expect you would do if you were lost in the woods for 6 days. So I really enjoyed this movie. It's been a favorite of mine for as long as I've been like a movie person.
All right, so I have 2 notes on this movie because again, I told you it was famous. 'Cause it
First
was,
you do.
the Maryland Woods again. A lot of people in my area lied and said they camped in those woods, whatever, because obviously we're in Maryland, so it's like, hey, we experience these things too. A lot of people lied about it, but I had not seen this movie until this year, until we started doing this
shit.
podcast. So this movie, given all the context of like the last 25 years, is really boring to me. And I feel ashamed that I didn't get to see it like in the moment because instead, like I lied that I'd seen it and lied that I camped in the woods, like I said. But like I feel really bad I didn't get a chance to experience it like phenomenon because that's what it was. It was a phenomenon.
Right.
Like it's like, oh, this movie really happened. These people are really dead. They went into the woods. Like it was like just everything was portrayed. And like Patty, I am a very big found footage fan because you are in the POV of the person.
Right.
When you turn and there's something there, you're turning with them. That's the jump scare. It's a very easy, cheap jump scare. Don't get me wrong. But if done correctly, it's very fucking effective.
Yeah, there's
and
a
it works
psychological
so well.
edge to it.
But this movie doesn't rely on jump scares. In fact,
I know. I'm saying that's why the found footage can work really well, though. As well as I'm saying, it can work really well in that sense because there's jump scares in any kind of like horror movie. But found footage, if done correctly, is a really great way to like, all right, you're turning the corner, bam, there's something right there, and it jump scares. So again, we mentioned that the Paranormal Activity movies did it really well. VHS, Hell House. So I like Quarantine. That was a great movie with found footage too. Cloverfield and Cloverfield Lane are found footage films too. They're pretty good. But I'm really mad I didn't get to enjoy this in the peak of it because knowing that it was fake and watching the video, it does come off really fucking whiny and annoying because most of the movie is them arguing, and I know those jump scares are fake. So it's like, all right, this is not as it sucks. I didn't get to enjoy it during the 1999 peak. So I would have loved it.
You want to know what I remember most about this movie when it came out? That everybody talked about how they got up and walked out of the movie.
Oh.
That's what I remember.
A lot of people were it was one of the two, that you were either scared shitless or you walked out, I feel like.
Exactly.
Or sick.
It
Yeah.
was very polarizing.
It's an incredibly polarizing movie, and like I'm a big fan of it, and I'm like don't need to defend it or anything. But like I don't know, I think there are certain movies, and I think it happens with a lot of movies, that you get an idea in your head of what it's going to be, whether it be based on previews and the second it isn't that,
mouth.
you don't like it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I just experienced that with Long Legs. I am having a very hard time coming to terms with the fact that I didn't love that movie as much as I wanted to.
Okay, don't say anything more about that.
But like,
But we should.
No more.
But we should finish out July 16th for this hour. That's for sure.
Really,
And Patty,
really?
you're back to back right now because you got
I
Lake
am
Placid
back to
next.
that. Yeah. So now a fun movie. Lake Placid. People start going missing at this giant lake in Maine. And it turns out there is a giant ass crocodile in there that's eating people and cows that are being fed to it by Betty White.
Betty White's amazing in this movie.
Betty White is so
Amazing.
funny in this
You
movie.
just sold me.
Just
I know.
it
As soon
is
as we get to Betty White, it's like,
I
okay.
didn't know that. I would have watched
It is.
this.
Up, I'm in.
ridiculous in this movie.
Huh.
And so they do all of the, hunt the giant crocodile thing. Turns out there's a second one, which you find out, and then it's killed like 4 seconds later.
Shit.
And then Bridget Fonda and Bill Pullman fall in love, which is fine. Whatever happened to Bridget
It's
Fonda?
fine.
Where did she go?
Good
She
question.
dropped off, didn't she? She
vanished.
really did. She had a little stint, and then she was
Mm.
gone.
Mhm.
Wasn't
the
doing
whitest
workout,
couple ever.
workout tapes.
Bridget Fonda.
And then the one other thing from this movie, like it's a fun movie, it's silly. That's Jane Fonda.
I know. I know.
Is so
Oh,
But there's a Kanye song, Workout Tapes by Fonda. That's what I was getting. Okay.
Okay.
What's better, Anaconda or Lake Placid?
Oh, Lake
Anaconda.
Placid for sure.
Anaconda.
Whoa.
J Lo, just J Lo.
Kinda
It's all I
don't
know.
want
J
to
Lo.
know.
She's
Okay,
terrible in it, but
J-Lo's
J
not a
Lo.
good actor.
I
J-Lo's not a
cannot
good
come
actor.
up
Only
with
reason
I just
People
said
watch
she's
that
terrible
movie.
in it. I just said J Lo. That's all.
Other than the fact that she's hot, there is not a single redeeming quality about Jennifer Lopez.
I'll
She
take
can't
Betty
sing.
White over J Lo. I'll take
I
Betty
got
White
it.
over
Patty,
J-Lo.
Stand
Patty, don't say anything you might regret.
I've
Stop.
said this
All right.
before.
Hold on. Take a vote. Betty White or J Lo?
Oh, Betty White. No, that's not
Betty-
fair.
Yeah, that's Betty
That's
White.
not
yeah.
fair.
Are you talking about in bed? In
I mean,
bed?
sexually, yeah, because I already
Or,
voted.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm still
Also
picking Betty
Betty
I
White.
would say
My
both.
vote
Oh,
stands.
Betty
Betty
White.
It's gonna be way more fun.
A
Let's be
mental
real.
picture I'm not proud of, but it's there.
Then you're asking
Now
about
you
brother
know.
Snoop Dogg.
I would really love to smack J-Lo's ass, though. I have to say that. That would be epic.
It's fair.
We all agree to that.
Yes.
Maybe a night.
Not even like
Since-
really
since
hard. just
1992.
caress you
I
like
just want to
tell
see
you
what it
what.
does, right? Just a little, see.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Want to see the.
All
the
right, all
yep.
right, everybody, rein it in.
All right.
you know what?
Lecherous individuals. Thank you. Rob.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's long overdue.
We went there.
Yeah. I was in the jiggle factor in my mind. I was a little slow to it. All right.
The one other thing about this movie, and
Mhm.
I tried to find, like, I'm getting contradictory information on it. So Brendan Gleeson is also in this movie. He plays like the local sheriff. For some reason, it seems like when he gives his lines, if there is also a direction, like say this phrase, like whatever the script says, and then like in parentheses it would say sarcastic.
Dramatic pause.
He says the word sarcastic. And it happens a couple of times in the movie. So, which is crazy to me because he's like a super professional actor. So I think he probably did it as a joke. But once you see it, you can't stop seeing it. So like keep an eye out for it if you decide to go watch this movie.
I have just one note about this movie. Oliver Platt is severely underrated, and I don't think he's
so
enough credit.
good in every.
Oliver
Oliver
Platt,
Platt.
Hash.
He's
Yeah.
98.
so
Really great.
amazing in like everything he does. I don't think it's enough credit for being how great he is.
He's usually just a dick, but
It's done so well.
Yeah.
Ho, baby. He's so great.
Hash, was Kevin Dunn in any movies this summer?
That's a good question. Let's look it up.
Also, I'm pretty sure that Oliver Platt's character in Lake Placid is just Oliver Platt's character from The Bear 25 years earlier.
Yes.
So
Yes.
even though Kevin Dunn might have owned the summer of 1998, he was in one movie in 1999, and it was released in September.
What is it?
Oh.
Stir of Echoes.
Oh, I love that.
Supernatural horror film.
And that's where his
Kevin
career
Bacon, baby.
ended.
Kevin Bacon.
No, his career didn't end. It continued, but he made so much money in 1998.
I mean, summer of
that he was
'98. though, was good.
coasting.
I don't know who this is.
You'll
Kevin
recognize his
Dunn.
face when you see it. He's
Yeah, he was in
that guy.
he was in
He's got one of
Snake
those
Eyes,
faces.
Small Soldiers, Almost Heroes, and Godzilla's all in the summer of 1998. He owned it.
I mean,
He's in Hot Shots, but
He's in a lot of shit.
yeah.
he's in.
Little Big League. He's in Beethoven's Second.
Yeah, he was on
Ghostbusters 2.
And
He's
Little-
Yeah, that's
uncredited
right,
in
yeah.
Ghostbusters 2, but he's in it.
I actually
All right,
like
let's finish-
Ghostbusters too.
Let's finish off July 16th before we finish out this hour, and that would be me. We kind of mentioned it already about having a pact of who's gonna lose Virginia first. This movie's The Wood.
Is the wood mean the boner? Is it a euphemism? What does the wood mean?
As in Inglewood.
Oh,
So both, right? Because this movie is very sexually charged. They
Double
talk a lot about,
entendre.
again, who's gonna lose Virginia first. Let's sexually assault a girl on the playground
oh wow.
by grabbing her ass.
Okay.
Exactly.
This is the
More
90s.
That's day one
Come
of
on.
Mike going to the hood to Inglewood. Is he gets acclimated by his boys Slim and Roland? Like, hey, if you want to prove yourself, go touch her ass. So yeah, sexual assault.
Go
Great.
grope this
You're like,
woman.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also,
If you want
this
to prove,
movie is
go
an
away.
This movie is an MTV film, which MTV films had a little bit of a
Oh.
run.
They did
And
actually.
again, for Joe, I have a top 3 with 2 outside looking ins here
All
for
right.
MTV films.
I know one.
Outside looking in number 2, Blades of Glory.
Oh. I already
Outside
know what
looking
your
in.
number 1 is.
I bet you do. I think everyone can probably guess it. Outside looking at number 1, Coach Carter. Samuel L. Jackson's great in that movie. Fantastic.
Mm.
Number 3, the movie I'm reviewing right now, The Wood.
Das
Number
Wood.
2 is my wife's favorite movie, and I rewound this scene over and over and over and over again when it first came out. Napoleon Dynamite, Stake to the Face.
Oh,
Watch
I
this.
thought that was gonna be your number 1.
No.
You
James
disappoint
got an
me.
upset.
Ham.
Yeah.
It
an
is an
upset.
upset.
Not an upset.
What's my
Yeah.
number 1, everyone?
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues.
Oh. Okay.
Paul
I mean,
Walker,
that's
James
good,
Vanderbeek.
but
Charlie Tweeter.
I ain't seen it.
I didn't know
All
that
right.
was
So
an
this-
MTV
Problematic.
movie.
Tweeter's a rapist also.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ron.
I'm just
Time-
keeping it on the board. 90s were problematic
You're
as
Not
fuck.
gonna have to keep, you're gonna have to
Problematic.
keep it right. Just keep it right there. Keep the finger
All right,
warm.
so this whole movie is about, again, Mike and his two friends, how they grew up in the hood, grew up in Inglewood, and how their life has, come to. So it flashes back and forth between them in high school, actually junior high to high school, going to dances versus going to their weddings, and pretty much how their lives have changed. It's a great movie. It's kind of a weird concept because like Mike treats it like a documentary of his life. Essentially, because he's talking to the camera, breaking the fourth wall. Very well done. I watched this movie a lot. But like one of my biggest takeaways from this movie is they have like a whole conversation about what's the best Tic Tac flavor to talk to or to have in your mouth while talking to a girl. And it's like go with the white, go with the green. And Mike's about to grab the orange, and he said, "No, you don't go with a fruit flavor." Where I'm going to push back as orange is the best flavor for Tic Tac, and I will stand on that ground
Yeah.
wholeheartedly.
Not for making out though.
Yeah, I'm with you, Patty.
I still would. I'd choose a mint for a girl, but orange for taste.
Yes.
Yeah, I
But I'm
would
just
agree.
going by with the best flavor is the orange. They were shitting on
Oh.
orange. They were shitting on it in the movie. So orange is my favorite, but yes, you want to go mint talking to a girl. And they were like, "Oh, you can't chew gum; it's too big in your mouth." I'm like, I took some pointers from this movie because again, I'm 12 years old trying to date, so
Oh, helped you get
That's
your
a pleasure.
wife. Excellent.
it's not how I got my wife. I haven't Tic Tacs.
Tic Tacs.
Or smacking her butt on the parking lot or in the.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. But no, it's a great movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But I mean, Stacy's scenes with her brother are so great. Very well acted, but again, very problematic. Most of this movie is really about a bet to who can lose a virginity and pretty much who can pretty much force a girl to sleep with them. So there's definitely again
Trick a
some perv
girl,
alert.
yeah.
9. Yeah, like there's like, come on, you like the whole like I've already warmed up the jackpot.
girl.
Or, yeah. I warmed up
guys
the
did it
slot
Why'd you gonna
machines.
give it up?
Yeah. And then one girl's like, "We've been dating since Wednesday." It's
She's like, it's been 2 weeks.
exactly. Other than that problematic part of it,
You
it's a
don't
good
love me. I actually just caught half of this just a few days ago,
Oh.
and I like the story a lot. But Justin, what's the character like the main Omar Epps character's
Omar
name?
Epps, Tay Day, or Mike, Big Mike.
Mike. Okay, so the young Mike, when him and Alicia like are starting to connect and like go from friends to more than friends, he was so
Mhm.
awkward. He was not a good actor. It was uncomfortable to watch him kind of go through all his fumbling.
I think
And
that's
that
the
kind
point
of
of it,
bothered
though.
me.
I think
It's
that's
the point,
of
but
it,
he
though.
didn't pull it off. He didn't pull it off, is my point.
Ass on.
Oh, you think it was ass on? I don't know. The whole scene where he's like dancing in like the mirror. You like this girl? Like I thought I still think it still holds up because again, I know there's dudes out there who probably dance in the mirror to trying to perfect the way they dance.
Talking
I
about
don't-
you?
I thought it worked. I thought it worked still, but
My
I can
house
see
is
it.
full of mirrors.
Hey.
I'm always dancing.
Now, Melinda Williams, though, I've had a crush on her, who plays young Alicia since,
Oh, she's
high school
very
high. I love
pretty
her.
girl. Yeah.
But here's you, Joe, for my other top 3/top 5.
Guys, I'll take some of that.
Are we resetting?
We're at that spot, yeah.
Yeah, should we? All right, you know.
Who wants pizza rolls? Let's all go to the lobby.
I already had pizza rolls.
Let's all go to
jealous.
the lobby.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it
go
was a
get
good
beverage.
movie.
Let's all go to the lobby.
You're listening to the Outsiders Social Club on the Half-Ass Podcast Network. Did you know that?